So I'm leaving back to college tomorrow, and there's a lot of stuff that I need to get done that I haven't been doing, and it's fine because I have a lot of stuff at my apartment already, but I still need to pack my summer clothes and some things that I want to put in my apartment. Also just some tasks that I've put off for the entire summer. So I'm sad to leave my room. Okay, I'm outside now and I'm gonna start soaking my vintage clothes. Damn, it's actually way too hot for what I'm wearing, but the hose literally just sprayed into my face. I'm so mad. I don't even know what just happened. My mom said that a little bit goes a long to let them soak for, but we shall see later on. My soaks are literally soaking wet. But okay, at least I got that done. So I have a lot of laundry to do now. Thankfully at my apartment the laundry room is just right down the hall and it won't be too much of a hassle. I'm very excited for my classes and being with the people that I'm close to, but I'm also kind of nervous for my classes. It's my senior year. There's a lot that I want to do this year and experience, and I also feel like there's a lot that I'll have to confront when trying to get into a routine after the summertime. I'm gonna have a kitchen for the first time since I've been living away from home, so that is exciting to be able to cook my own food. I honestly think that I'll be more conscious and I'll be a lot more able to provide myself the nutrition that I need in comparison to when I was having to eat at my school's dining hall. I turned 21 in a few days, which is exciting because I can go out anywhere in the city, and especially for like shows and seeing live music, it is a big help to be 21. And I'm someone who doesn't drink. Maybe if I'm at like a nice restaurant I'd get a cocktail or something, but it's not really something I'm looking forward to as one of the perks of being 21 in terms of going to shows and like getting to see live music. That is a huge help. Even when I was in New York City the other day when I had friends visiting, we went into a bar to use the bathroom and they did not let me use it since I'm not 21, which I feel like is a bit overkill, but I know that there are strict laws surrounding things like that. I moved into this apartment in May, and my two other roommates, my friends, have been living there for the summer, for most of the summer, so I'm excited to really make the place my own. When I moved in May, I set up my bed. I found some furniture on Facebook Marketplace that I really like. So yeah, I got a desk and a dresser, but it's a really small dresser, so I might need some more storage. I'm bringing a little tiny nightstand that fits beside my bed, which my mom used to use to store her CDs. So I'm glad that I have a nightstand and don't have to spend money on that. Also, I'm bringing some lamps that I have here in my room at home so that I don't have to also spend money on new lamps, because I'm only going to be living there for a year before moving back home or going to a different city. I don't want to go like crazy buying stuff for the apartment, but mostly trying to thrift and make it feel homey and everything, yes, but not go overboard, since I have this room at home almost completely fully decorated. I love this city this time of year. It's just so refreshing, and I mean, September usually is my favorite month. I always have really good Septembers. I mean, my birthday is in September, but also the weather's always perfect, and school starts, but it's not like heavy work yet. You still have time to hang out with friends and still do summertime activities, but also you're excited for the fall and all of the festivities that are on the way. My friends and I have already started discussing our Halloween costumes, so that is something exciting that's coming up. I love Halloween. I've always loved dressing up and being in costume, and I love like productions. That's why I'm a film major, because to me you can fit anything into a film, any art form, whether it's costume design or theater or music, fashion, painting, poetry. The possibilities are really never ending when it comes to film, which is why I love it so much and why I chose to study it. I had a really good time when my friends came to visit. It was most of their first time in New Jersey, which is where I've lived my entire life until I moved to Boston for college. We spent quite a few days in New York City. Specifically, we spent some time in Brooklyn, and we went to a very small cinema. We checked out some bookstores and like comic book shops. I tried some Korean dishes that I've been meaning to try in Koreatown. We also went to a spa here in New Jersey, and it was really nice. I think we all needed a spa moment. We all got a Korean scrub, which I'd never had before, and it was really a nice and interesting experience that I would do again. I also brought my friends to the Jersey Shore for the first time. I've never watched the reality show, but I've been going to the shore since I was pretty young, and I do enjoy it. Although there was a second there where I felt a bit snobbish and preferred foreign beaches to these. I'm taking 2 marketing classes this semester, which I'm a marketing minor, and it's not my most favorite thing to study in comparison to film and other courses of study, but I do think that it is valuable for me to learn about and have as a skill and as something to fall back on, or even just to help me like market my own films. I'm also going to be making a short film with one of my best friends, which is very exciting, but there are obviously stresses that come with that. The paralysis of choice is a big thing that we both struggle with. I know that it will turn out great, but in the process of creating it, I know that it will weigh on me in a good way, though, in a way that pushes me forward and forces me to make something. I've had really good experiences thus far with professors, and mostly with classmates too. The professor and the people in your class can really like make or break your experience. So I'm crossing my fingers about that. I'm really trying not to fall ill right now because I have a lot coming up with school starting and my birthday. My mom got sick, and I've been taking a lot of ginger, turmeric shots, vitamin C, and my mom just bought me this B Propolis immune support. I really want to make my bed in the apartment very cozy and comfy, and right now I just have the same comforter that I was using in my dorm, but it's sort of worn out, I think, because it's white, and I don't know, when I was living in my dorm I was sort of lawless and would like eat on my bed and stuff, so it's a bit stained in a few parts. I still have quite a bit to do. I don't know what happened to me yesterday, but I really just lost the plot and did not get things done. But it was really nice that I got to see my best friend from home. Thankfully, we go to school like very close to each other. Not very close, but within 2 hours. But we went on a nighttime walk, which We did a lot of times last summer, just in our neighborhood. This year we didn't do it as much because she was busy with work and stuff, but there's nothing like a nighttime walk to me. There's something so clarifying about it. Just like the world's so quiet, and I want to start using walking more for transformation, manifestation, and I don't mean physical transformation, I mean mental and emotional transformation. I've actually been trying to read this book called A Philosophy of Walking. I do love walking, and there is something about it that I want to explore more and use as a tool. And a lot of people talk about this, but I do want to give it a try. I'm trying to decide which shoes to bring, which is always a really hard decision-making process for me. I was just going through my shoes and I found this pair of espadrilles, which are so perfect, and I've hardly ever worn them because I thought that they were too small, but they actually fit me perfectly. So I'm definitely gonna take these. I'll show you right now. They're such a fun bright blue color. Bringing my cleats, of course. I'm bringing my rollerblades, my helmet, but it's really annoying. I lost part of the clasp so that this will go together, so either I need to hunt down that piece or I don't even know, buy another helmet? No, that would be such a waste. And then I'm also bringing my belly dancing skirt because I started taking classes last year and I would like to continue with that, even just for fun in my free time. I'm also bringing tons of random materials that I want to use to scrapbook, committing to my hobbies. The past few days I've been swamped with work. Now I'm more caught up, and also tomorrow's Thursday, so it's my last day of classes for the week, and I'll be able to relax a bit. This is the most amount of stuff I've bought since being back at school because my bag was so heavy. First, this one's really not the best choice because I have a lot of Chinese food at my disposal and Asian food in general, but these are so handy to have here in the freezer. Then I got some ravioli. Also got some beef. I got some of these yogurts for breakfast. I've never tried them, but they're mangoes and cream and peaches and cream. It's such cute packaging. Oh, I got some ube mochi because I don't know, I was just in the mood and I wanted to try it. I've tried, I think, different mochi flavors from Trader Joe's, but I've never tried the ube. And I usually get ube boba, so I think I'll like it. For my tacos, I got some tortillas. I even use tortillas sometimes for breakfast to make like a breakfast taco or like burrito, so it's good to have. And then just some shredded cheese. I got some mango pineapple pico de gallo, which is so good on everything basically, like in a sandwich or in my tacos. So I got some Alfredo sauce for my ravioli, and I also got some little tomatoes for my tacos. And then I was out of bread, so I got some sourdough. Are tortillas supposed to go in the fridge? No, you don't have to refrigerate tortillas, but it said once you open them, then you should, because it will prevent mold. I almost stepped on 2 dead animals today, which doesn't make much sense because I'm living in a city. As I was walking to class this morning, I either saw something fall or just realized there was something on the floor, and when I got closer I realized it was like a tiny, super pretty blue and white bird laid on its back dead, and it was so cute. I was really sad. Just now when I was walking home from Trader Joe's, I almost stepped on a dead baby rat is what I'm thinking it was, but it looked almost like a tiny puppy or like a mole. It's a very weird coincidence. So far I've been in school for like a week. I've fallen behind a bit just because I wasn't really prioritizing my homework in the beginning, and this Monday I went to a concert in Providence, Rhode Island with my boyfriend, so I didn't get to do homework that night, but that was such a good night because I saw a band that I've been trying to see for years and years, which is the Buttertones, because they're always performing on the West Coast. I don't know why they didn't play in Boston, but it was such a good experience because the venue, I was shocked at how small it was and there were hardly any people there. So I got to see them up close, which was an amazing experience because this is a band that I love, like basically all of their songs, all of their albums. So it felt extremely good to be able to see them live, and they honestly did not disappoint. There are certain things that I really want to do, like decorating my room, and I did bring some good trinkets and lamps. It still feels undecorated because I haven't put anything on the walls, and I'm not really sure what my plan is for that because usually when I was living in a dorm, I would just print photos that I liked on Pinterest. I would print them to CVS and then just put them up on my walls, which I think is honestly a really effective, cheap way to decorate. So honestly, I think I'll do something like that again. I do have a painting that I got at a thrift store in Jersey, but I need to get a nail and figure out where exactly I want to put it. It's a really pretty painting, but I do need to figure out exactly where I want to put it because it's a very colorful painting, and I already have a lot of colors going on in this room. Like my desk is bright red and my dresser has some more muted but several different colors like blue and green and purple. My bedside table is dark blue, so it almost looks black, but still there's just a lot of colors going on and I want it to be somewhat well coordinated. I definitely need to clean up my room. It feels good to take a breath. Last night I was up until 2 a.m. working on a short essay, and then I had to wake up for my 10 a.m. class, which I was so exhausted. It was worth it, I suppose. I think I used to be the type of student who would really prioritize my sleep and my social life equally, if not more than my assignments, which is not a commonly seen perspective for people that I know. I do think that that was a good mindset for me to have, because I did always get good grades and do work that I was proud of, usually at the end of the day. Now, I don't know why I did like force myself to stay up. I normally would be, I think, more on top of my workload. It's annoying whenever I wear sunglasses, I always get red marks around my nose, and I guess it's just my nose shape, or I don't know if that just happens to everyone, but it does make me not want to wear sunglasses.